Now we're recording. Hold on. Hey, Brandy.
Hey. Welcome to The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled. With your hosts, Tim Schaus of TLS Entertainment and Brandy Harlan, a local wedding planner, bringing you tips, tricks, and ideas to help plan your wedding day. This is The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while. Has it been a while?
It's been a few weeks, yes.
But we've kind of doubled up 1 week and then
we
took a
did.
couple
Yeah.
weeks, yeah.
This is The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled. Tim Schaus, TLS Entertainment, your premier wedding DJ, along with Brandy Harlan, your non-retired wedding planner.
Bing.
Hey.
That's me. Hey.
It's coming up to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So we've got some things that we're going to talk about on that. But as we always do, what did you do this past weekend, or what have you been up to?
I know. I feel like, excuse me, I feel like we've got a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks have just been crazy. As you know, I'm at the Retreat Sarasota. And so for us, I'm super excited because the end of April, I don't know if this is a good thing that I did or a bad thing, but I'll know after the weekend is over how I feel. But I'm excited because the last weekend in April, we have a couple that's doing a Friday, Friday is Catholic ceremony with reception. And then Saturday morning, they're doing the turmeric and henna tattooing on Saturday morning on property. They're not staying the night.
Okay.
Saturday night, I have a load in at 3 for wedding reception only for a different couple.
Okay.
And then the same couple that's doing the Hindu and the henna are doing a Catholic and henna are doing a Hindu ceremony on Sunday.
Okay. That's coming up.
That's the end of April.
Oh, end of April. Oh,
That's end of April.
I'm DJing that one.
Yeah, exactly. You are DJing the Catholic one, which is Friday.
Yes. Yeah. So
we went through the whole synopsis yesterday. I was like,
yeah,
guys,
that one's pretty
there's so
exciting.
many moving parts.
There's a lot of moving parts to that, and
it's
they have us
amazing.
so that's a whole weekend that they've got this wedding and event going, and it'll be me and Lewis DJing.
Great.
We'll also have photo booth. We'll have the cold spark effects. I'm not sure where will those. I'm assuming those will be inside.
Yes, and those are good for inside. We had them this past weekend too.
And okay, cool. And who was there this past weekend?
Corey Barron, Tampa Bay DJ.
What the hell?
Well, it wasn't him specifically.
No, but what the hell?
Well, it was a contact. It's an industry person that hired an industry person. We'll talk about that. Yeah, I know. It's fine.
Anyway, we love Corey Barron, though.
We do. Yeah.
So they're doing with us 2 DJs, photo booth, cold spark effects, and then of course uplighting. Which uplighting is if you're going to add anything, if you're going to do any add-on, do uplighting.
It changes the whole room.
It changes the ambiance of everything, even if you don't have any drapery or anything like that. Uplighting will completely transform any ballroom. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. And again, I'm privy to this only because I'm part of the entertainment side. But I highly recommend if you're going to rent uplighting or do an uplighting package, do it through your entertainment company.
Yeah.
Only because the entertainment company will have full access to the lights. We'll be able to change them. Most entertainment companies will be able to do that. So we'll be able to set do tea lit or amber lighting during dinner, and then when it comes time to party, switch it up.
You have full access to the lighting all night, so it kind of changes with the vibe.
When you get, obviously when you get when you rent up lights from a rental company or decor company, it's
set it and forget it.
Yep.
What was that? What was that? The crock pot or the Instapot?
Yeah,
set
probably.
It and forget it.
Yeah, set it and forget it. So you just get one color the entire night.
Yeah.
Which is tough, but it still looks great. But that would be my suggestion with uplighting. Anyway, so yes.
Yeah. So we're doing that together.
April. Yeah.
So I'm going to literally be staying on property all night, which is what I did that past weekend.
I was going to say, so that's coming up. What have you been up to recently?
So we booked that, and then this weekend was our second wedding. So we had our first one in November, and then we had a wedding and a birthday party this weekend. So starting Saturday at 3:00, I was on property. Well, closer to like 12, because you know me. I like to be there super early. So we had a 50th birthday party. So that was a lot of fun. And it was very simple setup, very beautiful. They brought in catering from Miami, and they made dosas, which is like a pancake type tortilla. And then you fill it, and they made them like to order. So you would go out, and they would put the batter down and fill it and fold it. It was really great. It was some spicy Indian food, but it was really, really good to try some unique food. So Tampa Bay DJs was there, CC Sweets, the catering company out of Miami. I have to look up their name, but Pink Cloud Catering did the bar. And so it was a busy day. And then I stayed overnight because I had a wedding brunch the next day. So shout out to the new Mr. and Mrs. Posts.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah, Evan. And so the other thing is that I had to be up and ready by 7:30 the next morning.
Sheesh.
So I stayed on property.
Good Lord.
So which is a huge convenience, you know, to be able to stay at the venue overnight and have access to like the bed and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Because we can sleep 26 when there's not a staff member on site.
Okay.
But so we had the brunch, and they did a pig roast. So Cornerstone came out and did appetizers, and they did a spam like appetizer. It looked like sushi, but it was spam on top of rice wrapped in some things. I did not try it because I'm not a spam fan.
Okay.
You know, that's what the groom wanted. He was like love that. So they saved him some while he was taking photos, which is what all catering companies should do. Save them some food, especially the ones that they really liked during the tasting. So then we had the just reception only, got married on Siesta Key Beach, and it stopped raining just in time for ceremony.
Yeah.
Because it was torrential yesterday morning.
Saturday morning.
Yes. Sunday morning.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Sunday morning was a torrential downpour.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I was like, oh gosh, are we going to be their plan B? But it ended up stopping right before ceremony. And the smart thing that they did is all their decor was waterproof. So they set it all up and said, if it rains, it's fine.
Yeah.
And they had their wonderful ceremony.
See, I love it when couples say that. If it rains, it's great. You know, whatever. We're going to make the best of it.
Yeah.
What about your vendors?
Oh, true. That part.
What about your entertainment?
They didn't have any for that. Like,
luckily,
they just played from their own. Yeah, they didn't have a DJ for the reception. They just did they actually brought in a really nice speaker system. I was very impressed. And when they said they were doing their own music, that can always go like really bad.
Yeah.
But they brought in like these speakers that had a post that came out of it was really nice setup.
Yeah, nice. Well, and again, I hear this all the time with couples saying, you know, if it rains,
fine.
whatever, you know, we're just going to make the best of it.
Always good to have rain on your wedding day.
Yeah, but again, if this is outside and you're like, you know what, we'll get wet. Well, what about your entertainment company?
Yeah, exactly.
And your photographers and your videographers, because they all have equipment.
Expensive equipment.
Very expensive equipment. And actually, who was? Oh, Jonathan Pajak.
I was going to talk about that later.
Jonathan Pajak.
His post about.
Oh, I didn't see his post, but I was just talking to him and his wife.
Yes. Yes.
Maria.
Yes.
About they were like, you know, if it was going to rain, it was going to rain. I'm like, dude, what?
Oh, for their wedding.
Yeah, for their wedding.
Yeah.
So because
you're a photographer. Don't you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, again, it's their day. I mean, it's couples. It's their couples' day.
Yeah.
And yes, if it rains, you make the best of it. However, if it is outdoors, you must consider your wedding vendors, your professionals, because especially for the entertainment side, if it rains, we're packing up. See ya, bye.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I would say the takeaways from this weekend was also being in a new venue space. You know, it's a fine line of making sure everybody's happy, but also not letting them take advantage of you and making them follow rules. So as always, I have to enforce rules. And as I have in my last few venues, it's not the fun part. It's actually the part I don't like at all. But I know that I have to do it. It's something that you just, you know, you have to go and do it, but you don't want to. So clients, when you are booking a venue space and it's at the end of the night, please have someone who's not overly been served or drunk in charge of cleanup that understands the contract and understands what's to be done. And don't get mad at said venue person when they ask you to, I don't know, clean up the space. So it's a lot of things happened, but just clean up the space. Like, don't be disrespectful of the space. And for me, I'm finding, because in my last venues, they were a little different. This space is a little bit more, not more special, but the things that we do at the nonprofit are very unique, and we take care of those that are, trauma survivors. It's more like there's more heartfelt, like, love for the space itself, because it does so much good on a regular basis. Like, it's a space of sanctuary and calm and relaxation and love, that when you come in and you just completely destroy and then you're sassy with it at the end of the night, that doesn't, it's not fun.
No.
And so just read your contract, and when it's brought up that it's in the contract, don't say F the contract.
Right. Because that contract's going to F you.
Yeah. So just be respectful in any place that you go as a client and as a vendor. Just be respectful of the space.
Well, and that's
that
why.
you're in.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I recommend. Do you guys offer like a cleanup fee? Like if you want to, if they don't want to worry about cleanup, which I highly recommend, couples, if you can hire a planner or somebody to come in and do.
That's where it starts.
Right.
That's where it really should start. It was family that was just putting it all together. So we are, we're doing a recap this week of this past weekend, some good, the bad, the ugly. And that might be
internally
something,
you are.
Yeah, internally. And that might be something that we offer, because honestly, I was cleaning pee off of things and that I should not have been having to take care of, because, and it was crazy to me, because one of their guests walked out and said, I don't understand why this bathroom looks this horrible. We're grown ass people. I walked in the bathroom and I was like, yeah, grown ass people. The bathroom shouldn't, like, there was sanitary, like the bags and tampons in the packages in a little container. We provide them on the back of the, seat or whatever. They were just like confetti thrown everywhere. And then there was pee everywhere. I don't get it.
When it comes to weddings and events in general, and people get a little rowdy with drinks, they just
it happens.
Well, it happens. It shouldn't, though.
It shouldn't.
Because
it really hurt my heart, honestly.
Yeah, people just have zero respect for things that aren't
they don't
theirs.
They don't have to clean it up. So what does
and it's
it
unfortunate.
Yeah. So for me, I just. And it's, people that I kind of knew in the industry. So it was really just kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And when I asked them to take care of it, it's just paper. It'll take me 25 seconds.
Well, then clean it up.
Okay, cool.
Do it.
And I walked away and they cleaned it up. But then they came out to reiterate, okay, anything else? That took 25 seconds. Okay, cool. It's the principle behind it. So
would you trash your place if this party was being taken?
If I came to your house bathroom, right?
Right.
As a guest, if you had a house party, is this how you would? If I walked into your bathroom and did this, how would that feel? Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just respect the spaces that you're in, and from vendors down to clients, just really be mindful of that. But also, you can lose deposits.
That's why they are there.
That's why they're there. So we may look into a post-event clean crew that can come in, especially when we have back-to-back. So basically for the end of April, we have back-to-back events, one ending at 11 and the next one coming in at 3 the next day. So we have some time frame in the morning for that cleaning crew to come in. But don't also question costs of venues and things of that nature when people do things like this, and we have to implement cleaning crews in addition to that's an expense. So that means the venue prices are going to go up.
Of course.
We have to make rules because of people doing stupid stuff.
Couples, check with your venue too to see if that includes the cleanup.
And usually it does. Like, I don't charge for cleanup, but I am adding into my contract I found some wording yesterday that I'm going to add into the contract that any beyond normal use of space and bodily fluids will not be cleaned up by venue staff. But it was really a wonderful wedding and on Sunday. And so that was really like because you get the good and you get the.
Sure.
And so Sunday made up for a little rowdiness on Saturday.
Okay.
But yeah, it was all in, I get it. It's all in fun and whatnot, but just read your contracts and make sure somebody is sober and aware of what's supposed to happen at the end of the event.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had 2. So I've had 2 weddings so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And I've got one in March, 2 in April. Yeah. They're like 3 in April, should say.
And are you going to be planning any of them?
Not yet.
Is that going to be a part of the options?
I have been asked to do the one in March because it's actually the future sister-in-law of our campus superintendent.
Okay.
So it is on the table for us to figure out what that looks like. I did ask Jen, and she's like, I think I like my weekends.
Yeah.
I was like, I can relate. So I think we're just going to try to figure out what that looks like moving forward, because as we get busier, that's something I know people have already been asking, especially with my background. So, but it's just, I want to make sure that I'm giving them 100% of myself. And if I'm doing both, I may not be able to. And so it's just respecting my time and their patience and time and availability to me and things like that. So I may just do decorating and then they run their own timeline, or the DJ runs the timeline. So,
well, don't put that on the DJ.
I know, like, that's not going to be something that I'm like, hey, by the way,
I mean,
nice to meet you. I know you just got here, but did you know you're doing the timeline? No. But if I just do decorating, then they can figure out running the timeline.
yeah. Well, and again, I mean, even if I'm not working with, if there's no planner with an event that I'm working, yes, I will eventually, like, I will be putting the timeline together for, if I'm doing ceremony through the reception, I'll put it on based on that. So
yeah, I do work with our couples. I do their floor plan. I design that. And then I also help them design their timeline. So I work with them on the venue side of that, but actually day of, and then, you know who I've been actually referring a lot to that's been helping? Tipsy Tampa offers Party Pals. And so that's who came yesterday and did all the decorating, was
nice.
2 Party Pals, and you pay them by the hour, and the hourly rate is not super expensive. They rocked out all the decorating literally in 4 hours, and they were gone from 8 to 12, and it was all done, and then the family cleaned up.
nice.
So it works out really well, because I am referring them a lot because I have seen them in action, and so they do a really great job.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so I kind of have some backups.
I like it.
To me planning, but
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see.
Right on.
It will eventually get to that point. We just have to ease into that,
Sure.
because I still have a venue to build.
Well, yeah. But again, I feel like if you incorporate yourself into that planning wise
I know.
and charge more
I know.
and charge your fee,
Yeah, exactly. It's only going to make more money for the nonprofit. Yes.
well, and for you.
Yeah, and for me, but I also have to
I mean,
see. I don't think of myself.
why?
I do,
you
but I
you
don't.
say you want to plan.
I do, but at the same time, my number one priority is making money for the venue,
Yeah,
which goes
and-
towards the nonprofit.
Right. And you know what?
Yeah.
If you offer your services, that's going oh, by the way, I plan as well. So if you want to add that to the
Yeah. But
that
it's-
makes that you say you want your own
know,
venue.
I
This
do.
is it.
I know, I will. And here's the thing, but I'm also the only person running everything with the venue.
Yeah, but you
I don't have an assistant. I have always
but you can
had an
have you
assistant.
can get that assistant if you
Yeah, true.
book that person and have Jen come on, or you have
Yeah.
a crew.
Well, Jen says she's done.
She'll help out every now and then. But again, you
somebody.
can find people and you can just
Yeah.
put out there
I
hey,
can hire my own party pals.
exactly.
Yeah. Be like, I just
you
need a
have
couple
been
party
talking
pals.
about for so long, I want my own
I
venue.
will, and I will have my own venue, but I'm going to be managing it. And doing design. I don't think I'll be doing day of on the floor.
And again, you don't have to. That's why you do all the planning
And then
up
have
front,
somebody execute it.
and then have a team to execute it for you.
I like that.
What?
I know all these things.
I'm
I know.
so confused.
I know all these things, but there's also powers that be that are above me that have to
Right.
help make
And
these
if you
decisions, so,
are able
yeah.
to upsell and
Yeah.
then accrue more costs, accrue more revenue for them on that,
Y'all,
as
he's
well
going
as
hard on me today.
yes, because it doesn't make. We've been talking about this for so long,
I know.
and
It's only because he loves me, y'all. The heavy sigh.
I'm so frustrated right now.
I get it. Moving on. I got it. Message received. How was your weekend?
Change the
I'm
subject.
still mad at you, though.
Let's reverse.
But not about that.
Yeah. Let's see here. So since the last time we were on,
He's done 1,000,000.2 weddings.
No, it's actually been light. January was a light month for TLS Entertainment, and
You actually had a whole weekend off, I think.
Yeah, I did.
I was very happy for you.
Yeah, that whole weekend. Well, I think that was actually the last time we were on. Was January 12th was the last podcast we had.
Yeah.
But that night I was at Molly's, but that whole weekend I was off, which was nice. Actually, the following weekend as well.
You've been golfing and all kinds of things.
Heck yeah.
I love that.
Joey, we're still working with Joey a little bit, but obviously he's got his own company that he's building right now.
Yeah.
DJ Joey
Horn.
Oh yeah, DJ DJ Joey Horn LLC is his company. So, but we've still got some events together that he's doing with us, and we'll probably still go back and forth every now and then. But he was at Baker's Ranch for a wedding, and then we had a whole slew of weddings Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the week of the 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Wow.
Yeah, we had weddings all 3 days, and that was at Shangri-La in Bradenton. That
place.
Yes.
Yeah.
That like Airbnb style. And again, anytime I get a lead from there, I always send them like, all right, couple, listen here.
Is this where the guy was cutting the
saw? Yeah, he was sawing wood.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so I always send them that video.
Not snoring people, not that kind of. He was literally chainsawing wood.
There was a guy who was it's just because the house is like in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so these neighbors are just very upset, and so they just become unruly because they don't like that there's a party or a wedding next door.
Yeah.
And
God forbid there be love.
Right. God forbid that a wedding ceremony is going on. So
at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's
in
not like it's
May.
Yeah.
April, May, when it's freaking warm here. Right. You don't need to be sawing wood. And anyway, if you guys want to see that video, just go to TLS Entertainment on YouTube and you can see that video. It's crazy.
Yes.
Or go to tlsentertainmentfl.com or tlsent.com. Go to the video section. It's on there.
Yeah.
It's story time with Tim.
Which I've missed. I'm like waiting for another episode to come.
Well,
you haven't had any crazy stuff.
I mean, I have. I just haven't had the time to actually like put it all together and vlog it. So then, that was the 25th, and that was a Thursday. And DJ Terry was out there. He's one of my new guys. He's based out of Tampa.
I don't think I met Terry.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
No, but he's been awesome. And then on Friday, had a wedding at Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club, one of my favorite venues. And then Saturday I was actually at Baker's Ranch.
Oh, you were with the Yings.
I was.
Yes.
I was with the Yings.
Yes.
Yeah. That whole weekend was just weird. It was off for me. I felt because it had been a couple weeks since I DJ'd, but like technology is a son of a bee.
Yeah.
I
feel like it does its own thing when it's off. So when you turn it back on, it's like, yeah, dude, I don't want to.
Like I ran a bunch of updates on my computers. I have backups of backups. And like, I just felt like, and it's so funny because I was talking to Ying while we were eating dinner. I was like, yeah, like I love technology, like all the things that we can do, especially with DJs and everything. But there's always that possibility that shit can go haywire and your computer can take a shit or something can happen. Speaker goes, and then like it could ruin the party. And sure as shit, I jinxed myself.
You did. You do that.
That night, luckily it was like it was like the last dance of the night, like 2 songs left. And all of a sudden my computer just went like, I don't know what happened, but all this, like the music, it was the software. I don't know if it was the computer, the software, but the music itself was like started sounding like really grainy or like,
oh God.
It just like you could tell like something happened out of nowhere, and so I had to like restart everything. Luckily, I had my phone plugged in. I put in like Mr. Brightside real quick, so there wasn't real like. The guest didn't really know what was going on, but there was like some silence for a second. And so at that point I was just like talking over like, hey, we're coming up to the end of the night. Like, we need everybody on the dance floor right now. Yeah. You just start filling it and make sure it's like not awkward. So they didn't know what's going on. But while I'm like talking mindlessly, I'm trying to get Mr. Brightside up on my phone, plug it in, press play, like, all right, we need everybody on the dance floor right now. It's the last dance of the night. Come on out.
We're done.
But luckily it was it was towards the very end. But I jinxed myself, and it happened.
You did that last time too.
Yeah. And Ying came up to me. He's like, we were just talking about
hot
this
or something like that, and you had to restart everything after you
so
set it up.
I took my computers in this weekend, or this week actually. I had to go pick them up to get fixed, to get upgraded, to increase the RAM, like just making sure that this doesn't happen again. Because and I have both my computers, so like I have my main and a backup.
This is why vendors cost what they cost.
Yeah.
Because we're always having to upgrade technology and make sure your stuff's up to date and running and replace things, and because things go bad and technology is not cheap. Yeah. So,
and that weekend, so aside from that happening, I just felt like in general, I just felt like kind of off. Mm-hmm. And Friday night, I was at Lakewood Ranch, and we were having a good time, but I just didn't have I just couldn't feel the vibe with the guests.
Okay.
They were out there dancing. They were having a good time. We did get a really fun, I played Celine Dion.
Oh. Heart Will Go On?
No. Wait. No. Mm-mm. Nope. Hold on. I got to pull this up. Celine Dion.
I'm trying to remember what other songs she has. All I can remember is Titanic stuff.
No, it's not Titanic. It's All Coming Back to Me Now.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And so, Alyssa Sue?
Yeah. Photographer.
Alyssa Sue Photography. This was actually a request on the list from the couple.
Okay.
But they specifically put it during dancing. I was like, okay, that's fair. So at some point, I'm going to make a huge left turn and go from we're vibing to
8th grade dance.
It's all coming back to me now. And so I put that on, and I was like, there's a reason that this is on this list.
Right. It's not a normal request.
Yeah, not at all. Especially for like the dancing, like the reception, the party part. And so I turn it on, and Alyssa looks at me, and she's like, oh my God, she about shit herself. She grabbed a spoon off a table, went to the middle of the dance floor.
Oh, I saw that video.
And she starts singing with I think the maid of honor.
Yeah,
in the middle of the dance floor, just going crazy.
That is
like
so
crazy
funny.
Karaoke, just singing at the top of their lungs to It's All Coming Back to Me Now. And there were quite a few people that were out there just like singing to it. But aside from that, that was the fun part.
So that happened.
That was cool. Shout out Alyssa and Wayne.
I wonder if the couple played it for her, or if it's just like one of their songs that they loved.
If the couple played it for who?
For the photographer. Like they knew.
Oh,
it
no.
was their favorite.
It was,
it was just a favorite of theirs.
Yeah, just a favorite.
It is a great karaoke style, like group, like everybody on the dance floor kind of ballad.
Yeah.
I see that. Okay.
But I just felt off. I was like, this wasn't my best performance. I didn't feel like I had my best performance, and that's okay. Like it wasn't bad, but to my standards and to we're
much harder on ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then literally a couple days later, I get a lead, and come through my software system saying, "Hey, we would love to talk with you further. We were just at the Santos wedding where DJ Tim was the DJ, and he absolutely killed it, and we would like to find out more information." And I was like, really? You were at that wedding? And I felt like it was an off night for me. So
yeah, we are definitely harder
pat
on
my
ourselves.
back.
Yes.
Pat my own back.
There you go. I gave you a round of applause.
Yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, yes.
That's what that is.
So obviously, vendors, we're always going to be hard on ourselves. We're going to be our own worst critic. Mm-hmm. But give yourself.
And we're going into the home stretch. Like the next few months are towards the latter part of our season, and so
the home stretch. The 4 months. Still got 4 months left, girl.
I mean, February, March. Yeah. Still, it's the last quarter.
Okay, fair. Yep.
It's the last quarter, and sometimes in the last quarter, you need a little bit more oomph to get through it. We'll have this conversation again in March and April.
Yeah. And then
March is always crazy.
Yeah. So that was a couple weeks ago, and then this past weekend had a wedding. at Sage downtown Sarasota. And it was a freaking, that was...
How many people can they fit there?
Max, they had about 80 guests in there, and that was a lot.
Oh.
It's a very small venue.
I was thinking like 50, 60 would probably be much
50,
better.
60 is good. But that wedding was a vibe.
And that was reception only, or were they do ceremony?
Ceremony, cocktail hour, and reception. So the ceremony was at the top, the rooftop.
Oh,
which is really cool.
Sarasota?
Yep. And then cocktail hour was up there, and then reception was second floor, or third floor, I'm sorry, because there's 4. There's 3 floors and then the rooftop.
Yeah.
And then in their ballroom. And it was a vibe. We had a blast. Funny enough, the couple lives in my neighborhood. That's not how they found me. They actually...
like, oh, we saw your vehicle.
No, actually my sister knew the bride, or somehow got in touch with the bride. Or they connected, and she was like, yeah, you should hire my brother to be your DJ. And she's like, okay.
Exactly. Like,
I'll hire your brother.
Let's frame that, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, hey, big sis, you know,
you
should hire my brother. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was like, just go check out the website. And then so they went, and they're like, oh, okay. Like,
okay, this is legit.
Legit.
He's not showing up with CDs.
Yeah. Or USB.
Yeah. A little, and there's no table with no tablecloth, just like a box that sits on it.
Mm-hmm. But, for them, it was, there was nothing like too out of the ordinary. She had a dress change, which was really cool. Nice. She wore like went from a wedding dress to like a white.
Oh, the pantsuit?
The pantsuit.
Was that the pantsuit?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering, and you don't have to really tell me this, but on air, but you can tell me after. Was there a age difference?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was like, go Cougar. Like
you could tell?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. She was owning it. Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
I could tell. I mean, not that she looked, she just had that vibe. Like she was a Cougar badass, and he was like, yes, mom.
Swedish. She's Swedish, right? I think Swedish.
Yeah.
And he's Latin. So it was.
Oh, it was a vibe.
It was.
I was dying to ask you because I was like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm getting these Cougar vibes.
And if they happen to listen to this, I don't know the age difference, but I want to say it's between like 4 and 8 years.
I got more. I'd say at least 10.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But it was a vibe that I liked. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, she's older. No, it was like, oh.
They were so cute together. They were awesome.
Than him, and it was a cute, like, I loved it. It was really good.
Yeah, it was cool.
And I love the whole pantsuit thing. I was like, she was owning every bit of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, like that entire night, nothing happened, but like I'm like sweating bullets with my computer because I hadn't gotten it updated yet. And I'm like, oh my God, please don't don't.
Especially in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Dancing, middle of everything.
And like knowing this couple, and we've had, it's just, I want to make the night perfect for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then the funny thing is, so then I went to the Drake concert.
Yeah. So that's
on Sunday
what I'm
night.
pissed about.
Yeah. Went to the Drake concert in Tampa Sunday night. And
last night, yeah.
And they were there.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, they were on.
DJ Kenwell was there too.
I saw Kenwell was there. But yeah.
Everybody was there but me.
It was so funny. I was walking down the stairs to go to the floor and she was walking up the stairs and she's like, Tim. I was like, holy shit. What's up?
This is what you did after your wedding.
Yeah.
Like, this is your wedding weekend.
And so then I saw Dez, the groom, and he came up to me, hugged it out. They had a couple, I think one of their friends or, they were part of the bridal party. They're like, hey, that's our DJ from last night. And they're like, oh.
So you party for a wedding and then you go to see Drake.
And then you go to see Drake.
Yeah, and party some more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question about that video you posted.
Which one?
Of Drake.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Was he wearing like a shirt that had built-in muscles?
So
I know his shoulder. I could tell that there was padding in his shoulders.
Yeah.
But
so let me just tell you.
Part of him looked way more stocky than he actually is. Come on, Champagne Poppy. You ain't fooling me.
No. So the theme of what I got from the concert itself. So we were on the floor and we didn't really get to see, like it was a video stage
Oh, that's right. You missed that. Oh,
Didn't get to see any of that because we were right on the stage. We were just looking at, we were just like high-fiving Drake.
But you could probably look up at the.
Nope.
No.
The big screens were actually above us and we couldn't see them.
Damn.
Yeah. And
see, I don't
so
get floor seats because I'm only 5'2".
Let me tell you, just a word of advice. If you're going to a concert, like a Drake concert, for example, especially this year that he's touring right now, and I'm assuming that the stage is going to be the same for all of his concerts, I wouldn't recommend doing the floor.
I would do like the first level.
I would do first level in the middle section. I wouldn't go all the way to the bottom because then you're sitting down and all these people are in front of you that are standing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would do middle to like even like second level because you're still pretty close, at least at Amalie Arena anyway.
Yeah.
And you can see the video stage. You can see all the graphics. They had sparks. They had fire flames. They had all these things, fireworks inside, which was crazy.
That's kind of how I felt when I went to the weekend. Like it was at Raymond James, and I was in that first level area, and I wasn't down on the ground. And
he didn't. Oh wait,
he took up the whole entire football field. He had things hanging in the sky.
Oh, this wasn't when he was at the Super Bowl.
No,
but he was at Raymond
James.
Stuff
Stuff on the floor, like it was the perfect spot because I could see from end to end.
Well, being in Amalie Arena, obviously being smaller than Raymond James, there's 19,000 seats. So it's not as big.
Wait, there's only 19,000 in Amalie? Mm-hmm. I didn't realize it was so small.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Shoot, what was I going to say?
The floorboard, the floor graphics.
Yeah. So,
and then his outfits.
The theme. Oh, yes. Okay, so going back to that, the theme of the concert or like the stage and the setup was a football field. So when you walk when you're on the floor, it's actually turf. It's a turf football field.
Okay.
And then you've got the stage in the middle. And what I gathered from it, because the way it starts is with Stephen A. Smith from ESPN First Take. Yeah. That's how it opens, is Stephen A. Smith kind of like doing this whole thing.
I love that he put turf down on the floor, because usually it's just that black plastic.
Right, but it's showcasing as a football field.
Yeah.
So what I gathered is, he's like, well, since nobody's going to ask me to do a halftime show,
I'm going to do my own.
I'm going to do my own. Yeah. So he basically did his own, and having that diamond, that box stage, kind of was in like the middle, like at the center of the field, at the 50-yard line, and then he was there throughout the show. At one point, he went up. So last year you watched the Super Bowl last year with Rihanna.
Yes.
And you know how Rihanna was was floating in the air.
Risers, yeah.
She was floating in the. I think it was higher than that. Yeah, they weren't risers. I don't know.
Well, she was on like these little platforms.
She was on a platform that was like hovering above everybody, the entire stadium.
Yes. While pregnant.
Right, while pregnant. And I think she was it Work? Was she singing Work at that point? I have no idea.
I don't know.
But Drake started playing Work because I think he's featured in that song, right?
Oh, yes, he is.
And so he was in a platform and it started taking him up. I'm like, this, I see what you're doing.
Oh my God.
So he was trying to
he is quite he's that
and then
guy.
So then J. Cole was there also.
Mm-hmm.
And so they, after Drake did his long set, then they did like a halftime. I don't even know. They did like a halftime something or other. So they went to like a reporter, and so they reporting in from the stands. We've got a sub coming into the game, and so then here comes J. Cole coming down the steps onto the stage. So J. Cole is subbing in.
Oh, got it.
But going back
I get
to
the whole thing. Yeah.
But going back to Drake's attire.
Yes.
What I'm assuming from his the video that you saw that I posted, I'm assuming he was wearing like
Under Armour.
Well, he was wearing shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Like as if a football player would be wearing shoulder pads and everything, but it was weird. Yeah, it was. To say the least.
I was like, dude, you're not that big.
No. And then he switched into another shoulder pad looking like top, and then it had like six-pack abs.
Of course it did.
But when he turned to the side, was not befitting him.
No, he has a little.
Well, it was like he looked thick.
Yeah, how tall is he? He's not very tall.
We were wondering that.
Okay.
I have no idea.
He's like 5'8".
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't think he's that short for a man.
I was gonna say, we should look it up.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that you went.
Yeah. So I went to Drake. I know quite a few songs. I mean, I know a lot of songs. I'm not
I know. Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest Drake fan, but
my son has Drake all over his room.
yeah.
Yeah, he loves all of.
But
Drake.
he put
so
on.
do I, though, too.
He put on a pretty darn good show, I will say. The ending was.
Oh, he's 6 foot.
Yeah. Okay. So, shoot, I'm 6 foot. Don't be. Hey.
No, I was just surprised. Yeah. He looks smaller.
The ending. At the very end, like the last part of his set was like super hype, like going crazy.
Course, yeah.
It was insane. And at the end, like all the confetti goes in the air, as would for the Super Bowl. Like when you win the Super Bowl, all the confetti, like you won the Super Bowl. And so that happened. I was like, oh, what a great ending. Like that was hype. What a great way to go out. And so then he walks over to this other stage, is where he came out of. And then it was like super like calm and chill. And then like he ended up sliming some dude on stage, and it was a really
like
weird.
Like the Gatorade, like how they do Gatorade, but he used the slime.
Well, no, it was like, the old like when we were kids, the slime.
Double Dare.
Yeah.
The TV show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what they did to some like random dude. I mean, he knew it was coming, but it was really like
But does that equal like getting Gatorade on you at
no.
the Super Bowl?
So,
like, was that the?
So the premise of this part was. For the ladies. So he said, all the ladies out there, if there were any guys that broke your heart, we're going to talk to this guy. I think his name was like Dennis or something. Let's just go with Dennis. And it's some random dude from the crowd that they brought up. And they're like, we're going to slime Dennis for all the ladies right now. So, and I forget what song it was, that it was like a very like, like a breakup song or like a screw you type of song for the ladies. And so, yeah.
Okay.
So it was
way to end.
It was like it was like kind of like a ballad in a sense.
Yeah.
So then they ended up sliming him. I just thought they were going to just drop like confetti on him, but no, they actually slimed his ass.
Nice.
Poor guy. Whatever. And then it was over.
That's a weird way.
It was like you went all the way up here, like all the way up to the top, and it was like hype. We're like, yeah, that was awesome. Confetti, sparklers.
Shouldn't he have done that during like the intermission, like right before, like
that's
as a reporter?
I 100% think that he should have done that. And so the ending was like, I don't know if that was like his encore, but it was not. But what do I know?
Yeah,
I don't know anything.
When I saw that he was hanging out with what's her name, Red, the rapper.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh God, Drake, what are we doing?
I don't know. But I don't know how we got onto that tangent. But yes,
because that's what you did this weekend.
So if you are going to go to a Drake concert anywhere on his tour, I would highly recommend sitting mid-level so you can see the full show, like with the stage and everything. So now that we are 40 minutes into this, let's go ahead and do our topic of discussion.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because Valentine's Day is coming up. We're going to talk about some like dating ideas or dating.
Valentine proposals, all the things.
Good, bad, ugly.
Oh yeah, there's some.
What you got for me? So because you had put on our social media page on Instagram.
Yes.
Any dating ideas or not ideas, but dating
stories from dating apps. Yeah. And so I have a few to share. Let me pull that up.
They will remain anonymous.
Yes, because we love our people. So let me pull up this specific one because it was pretty funny. So the first thing that I've noticed about all the ones that I've gotten is that people aren't using their real name, which I get. Like, it's okay to not use your real name on dating apps. I'm okay like that. Okay, but maybe use your middle name.
Okay. Or
use a name that you actually look like. Mm-hmm. So this particular person has a really weird name. I'm not going to throw it out there because they say it's their real name. I was told it's their real name.
Okay.
So I'm not going to throw it out there, but it's different.
So like if I use the name Tyrone, that wouldn't work for me?
Definitely not.
Oh, damn.
No, you cannot be
that is my alter ego name.
Yeah, you're not a Jermaine.
I could be a Jermaine. I know a white Jermaine. I do.
Okay. I'm sure they're
actually
out
he
there.
works with me here.
Jermaine, where you at?
No, he's white. He's white.
I'm just saying, it could happen.
He's a tech geek.
So the situation. Let me frame the situation for this particular one. Said female is out with a friend having drinks, and the guy had texted her, and said, "How was your day?"
Okay.
So, and she's out with a friend having drinks. So that will make sense here shortly. So, a screenshot guy says, cool, just having a cigar, whatever, had, good day. And I guess they had already made plans to meet up that weekend. And I think she said that this was a couple days before. So the guy says, what do you have in mind for Saturday? Okay. So for me, if you invite me on a date, why are you asking me what I have in mind? So this is like a little red flag.
Okay.
Me. But ask me things that I like to do or that I'm interested in, but don't say what are we doing?
Okay.
So then she says, sorry, having drinks with a bestie. And she said, I'll come basically to where you are. You can come to where I am. I'll let you decide. And so the guy says, okay, enjoy your bestie, chat tomorrow. Okay, cool. Then a couple minutes later, the guy responds, I have no idea about that area. There's a little spot up here where I'm at. We can converse and have laughs. Okay, so he's suggesting a space when they already just said they would talk the next day.
Okay.
And then she responds, okay, we'll check in tomorrow and see what comes about, because she doesn't want to be rude, I guess. And he's like, I don't understand. I literally just gave you a spot, but you want to check in tomorrow? Cool. That's a red flag.
That's just weird communication.
Yeah. So I don't know. And listeners, you guys can chime in on whatever, but is that a red flag? Is that a communication red flag? Or is that like a 0 to 100? Or like, how do you explain?
I don't know. I just feel like that guy is being very nonchalant.
Needy too? Or like anxious maybe?
No,
he's not giving off that anxious attachment style. I feel
I just feel like he was being, I don't know.
Because it was like, see you tomorrow, and then be like, oh, but this. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, let's chat tomorrow about it. Oh, well, I just gave you a spot, and now you're like, okay, let's talk tomorrow. Cool. And I know you can't read tone in text, but it seems very tony. So I would say, guys, just chill, maybe. I don't know. Does the guys make the plans? Like, how does this all work?
I mean, guys,
like if you're trying to find a date for Valentine's Day, for instance, and you're on the dating apps, what is the expectation?
well, hopefully it's not just to have a date on Valentine's Day.
You know what I mean? But it's that season. People are like, it's what do they call it?
Cuffing season is usually during the holidays, but I guess this is.
I mean, I guess a little bit. So how does that, like, for the ladies out there that are looking? So, because I recognize that people may listen to our podcast that aren't married, that are looking to get married and want to, but they just love weddings and stuff. So maybe there's people that do that out of our 5 listeners. So what do you suggest? How should a female approach that? Like, does the guy plan the date? Like what?
Well, yeah. I mean, if the guy is pursuing said female, then yeah, I would imagine that the guy would come up with a plan.
Yeah. She felt kind of like he went from, it was a lot.
Yeah, I feel like you just put a plan together and a concrete plan. So here's what we're going to do. Even if you want it to be a surprise, just say, "Hey, I'm going to pick you up," or "Hey, meet me here at this time."
Yeah.
And then this is, where this. If you want to surprise them, or just tell them like, "Hey, we're going to go grab dinner here. I can pick you up, or I can meet you there." What's more comfortable for you?
More comfortable, yeah. And then I saw some people commenting on some TikToks about that there needs to be a confirmation of said date the day prior. Do you feel like that's necessary?
I mean, I feel like if you guys, I mean, it depends. If you aren't communicating up to that, let's say
the ones that I watched, they hadn't heard from the person like all week. Say it's Monday or Tuesday, plans were set. They didn't hear from them all week. They're hanging out on Saturday, and she said that she didn't hear from him and this is a guy telling the story about how he felt jaded because she was like, "You didn't confirm. I'm not showing up."
Well, yeah, if I set said plan on a Monday, for Saturday, me personally, I would try and
communicate throughout the week. Yeah.
Because that shows I'm interested.
He did not.
Yeah,
I was very busy and he has all these things and he did the TikTok himself.
Yeah, no.
And he was getting lambasted.
No, that's on him.
He was totally getting lambasted.
No, I'm on the female side on this because but also like the female didn't reach out either.
Yeah.
So like it goes both ways in that aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if I had females, we try not to also feel like we're super
if you
smothering,
say
maybe, I don't know.
if you say hello, how are you today?
Like, hey,
that's not
hope you had
smothering.
a great day. Yeah, hope you had a great day. Like a simple check-in.
Yeah, if there's
I guess he said
if there's some interest.
Yeah, he ended up eating pizza by himself.
Yeah, but if there's some interest, but yeah, no, I say in that aspect, the female, yes, you did not confirm because we haven't talked all week since the date was set. If you didn't confirm, then yeah, I would say there's nothing's happening. Just like when I set up meetings for clients.
Yes.
That sounds like a very business meeting. Like, okay, Monday, we're gonna have this meeting on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I won't talk to that client until Thursday. I'll reach out like, hey, confirming our meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
You usually put it on your calendar so that they also get a reminder that way too. Yeah.
Dating is
not that.
Not that in a sense. And if you're interested in this person, I would hope that you would at least communicate a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with that.
Weird.
Yeah. So this person posted that they went on a date with someone, and she said that she wanted to become a pediatric oncology nurse.
Oh.
He said, oh, by the way, did I know it paid the most? He didn't know that like it paid a lot of money. And he said, I made some comment saying that was pretty noble and speculating that the high pay might be due to how soul crushing that job could be. And she basically said, oh no, I don't give a F about dying kids. I just want to get paid. That's a red flag. That one was submitted to us as well. Like that was how he was like, yeah. That was the first of many, many warning signs. And he said, nope. Things have been much more sane recently, though I have admittedly gotten a lot pickier.
Jeez.
So what do you think on both sides? From the male side, what do you think how to approach the dating sites? Like what are the things that you should have on your profile possibly? Like how do you
I don't know. I mean, I'm not on dating sites.
He's not on dating sites anymore.
But it's from what I hear from like buddies of mine.
You have a buddy that was on.
He was on or is on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's tough out there on these dating sites because, like you said, people are giving out wrong names. They're not being truthful on who they are.
Yeah. I have a wrong name one to share with you.
It just doesn't like.
Like you ask for transparency and someone to be genuine, but then you're not.
I just can't believe there's actual people out there that act such like such children.
Yes. So I'm actually going to share one from personal experience.
Okay.
The wrong name. It's a wrong name one.
Okay.
And I'm not going to get all into it, but when I saw the profile, I asked them, is this your name or do you go by a shorter version of it? Like, is it, he told me his name was Robert.
Okay.
I won't tell you what his real name is. I was like, do you go by Rob? Because the name didn't seem to match the face.
Okay.
And so sprinkling tiny bits of conversation. And then we had like a 5-minute conversation phone call, right? He asked me about my kids, whatever, like how old, all that good stuff, why I'm single, all that good stuff. And he's like, okay, well, after that, I'm just gonna have to say that we're not compatible. Okay, cool. He's like, well, it's because of the words that you used. You seem like you therapized your life, and nobody's gonna take on your situation with your 3 children. Unless they're a white man wanting a trophy wife. No one of culture is in your demographics and in your area is going to take on your situation, he called it.
Your situation, okay.
Situation. So I didn't really have much of a response because I was just completely shocked that he was being so incredibly rude. But then he goes on to tell me that he had a background in psychology, but he went into computer software because he makes more money, which reminds me of the oncologist nurse. I'm just doing it because I make more money. So at the end of it, I was like, okay, that was weird. So later on, I just texted him. I was like, you probably will have better luck if you actually use your real name because I'm do my due diligence and I Googled the phone number.
Holy cow. Women should be detectives.
We are.
Y'all should be in that field.
We would be great. We are great.
FBI, detectives, you guys will find anything.
We will. And it's really from a safety standpoint, right? So it's a
And a lot of it's
Google
just
of a phone number.
Y'all are just being nosy.
Well,
you don't want to
sometimes.
know.
Well, you Google a phone number, it comes up with names. That's a simple, easy search. Because I felt like something was off. Like, women, trust your gut. I think that's the first thing you should do when you're in like the dating and whatnot. Trust your gut. It is like the mother lode of like your detector of all things. But I was like, well, I think, I appreciate you being transparent, but also you should probably try using your real name if you're going to want transparency in something real with somebody else. And then I said his name. And then he said, I have issues Googling phone numbers.
I wouldn't even, there's no need for you to explain.
Like, no, like, I think, but you should, because I was just in such shock that I was like, I need a response to that because I'm just going to like let him, I need to lay out my own little thing. I was like, yeah, you should use your real name because and I told him the name didn't fit his face. He should pick a different one.
Did you ever respond?
No.
Coward.
He was just pissed, I think, at that point that I called him out on his shit.
Not pissed. He's embarrassed.
Embarrassed as well. But yeah, using the real name. And then some of the other ones that I saw were really great stories too, like how people met on dating apps and how they're still in love. And they got to the point of saying, I do. And someone said she's been with her husband for 6 years and they were texting and talking nonstop and they eventually started dating. And then they were married a year later. And she's like, and I'm a chubby girl and he's a super handsome, skinny, muscular guy.
Wow.
So, yeah. So there are some really great love stories out there too. I feel like a couple of the weddings that I've done, they were dating app hookup, like no hookups, but
there was one recently that I DJ'd. They met, Tinder. They met on Tinder.
So I don't even know like the differences in the app. Is Tinder like what based on, because I hear about some being just for like, oh, that's a hookup site.
I mean, Tinder has become that, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like Hinge is more or less the site to go to if you're looking for more of a serious thing.
Yeah.
There's also Bumble.
Yeah. I've heard of plenty. I heard bad stories about Plenty of Fish.
Oh, gosh, Plenty of Fish. God, I used that when I was in college. Jeez.
I didn't have
I feel like
dating
Plenty
apps
of Fish
back in the
is
day.
for, I could be way off, but I feel like that's for like the older generation now.
Oh, okay. 60
Hinge,
plus, 50 plus.
50 plus maybe?
Yeah.
50, 60 plus,
Yeah.
maybe. But like Hinge, I feel like is probably the best one that's out right now. Bumble, I think gives women the upper hand.
Oh, the control. I did read that.
So I think how it works is
like she has to make the first move.
she has to, she has to make.
Or you can make the first move.
Well, no. So you guys can match.
Yeah.
But if you match, the guy cannot reach out to you. You, the woman,
Oh.
have the upper hand and will have to reach out to the guy.
Oh, okay.
So
That's how that one works.
yeah, so women have all the control on Bumble. Hinge, obviously, you both match, and then somebody can
Start the
conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think, yeah. And then the other thing that I saw was the biggest complaint, I guess, on dating apps is spelling in your profile. So one guy's profile said, I want someone that I can stare into their eyes at all night. And it was the stairs that you walk up.
STAIR.
So if
Next.
spelling is a thing for you,
God.
then definitely relook into what that looks like. So there is this guy that is on Instagram, and he it's the last part that I have to this whole synopsis thing about dating. But his name is Dustin Pointner. Have you seen him?
No, I have no idea.
He's a 32-year-old running through a park with green flags. So he takes videos that he finds that women have posted or men have posted or whatever, and he gives it a red flag or a green flag. And so all of his videos are like talking about how one guy was talking about, guys, you're not supposed to cry and all this other stuff, and he completely red flagged it. And he's actually just really hilarious. And so he posts all these things about just how women also get green flags, because I think maybe a lot of the red and green flags Maybe it comes from the women's side on the guys. I don't know if guys go over red and green flags as much as women do or talk about it as much. But he does talk about how this one husband, his wife, was knitting something for somebody, like something small for like holidays, and he was like, "Oh, that's a nice pattern, or that's a nice color," and she legit knitted him like this big ass blanket, and I guess it took like months to do, but it's a red flag because she dedicated all that time and energy, and he didn't realize like how long it takes to knit something. And he was like, "Oh, that would make a nice blanket," and she made him like this big huge blanket that took months.
Why is that a red flag?
That's a green flag. Sorry, It's a green flag because she dedicated all that time. So
yeah, to showcase that she's interested,
right? And so I think there are really some really cute ones on there. So if you want to do some scrolling and get some laughs and some heartfelt stories, go on to Dustin Poynter, Poynter, and he has red flags, green flags on there.
Cool.
Anything to add? I feel like I did that whole thing by myself.
Yeah, well, you love to talk, so
maybe.
We'll just end on some like top dating ideas date ideas.
Date ideas for Valentine's.
For just like locally
period,
here.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go off. I've received flack on this. I like it, but
God.
like going on the LaBarge.
Where's that? What is that?
Okay, so somebody who doesn't know about it. The LaBarge, it's a sunset cruise. You can also do like dolphin cruises, but I love the sunset cruise. It's basically just like I would probably imagine that it's more touristy than anything. Okay. But for the locals, I mean, highly recommend it if you haven't been on
Sarasota?
It's right at Marina Jack. Yep.
Oh.
Yep. So you go on, it takes off.
Is it like weirdly decorated with all like the... It's like super tourist decorated.
Yeah,
I think I've seen it out there. Yeah,
and they got like a little live acoustic guitar guy that plays like islandy music.
Oh, fun.
You just have drinks, snacks. Like you're not going to eat on this. I mean, you can eat like snacks and everything. But it's just a nice like little getaway.
Little sunset cruise.
You just cruise along the bay, go see the sunset, come back, turn around, and then you come back in. But it's like 2.5 hours, I want to say.
Oh, and you get to pass all those amazing.
You get to see all the mansions,
houses,
all the mansions. You get to see a beautiful sunset.
Yeah, dolphins.
Sometimes you'll get to see some dolphins. Yeah. But I just think that's like a really cool way to relax, sit down. You can great views. Mm-hmm. You're on the water, and you get to have have conversations with your date.
Yeah, that's a great way to do that. I like things that are competitive. Go figure. So a few times bingo is actually a lot of fun to me, and 99 Bottles does free bingo, and you win like drinks. So if you win a round or whatever, like you get like a gift card or you win a drink or something like that. Whereas some places, like I know Motorworks in Bradenton does bingo nights too, which you pay for your cards, but it's always a theme. But you can win like $1,000 at the last round. So I see why you pay for your cards. Mm-hmm. But I actually really enjoy trivia and bingo. I know I sound like an 80-year-old grandmother, but it's fun to me. It's like exciting. And,
it is.
Yeah. It's short. It's not like you spend all this time doing it. You just play bingo for a little bit, and then you can have drinks and conversation.
They have an adult, very, very adult bingo downtown Sarasota at the Gator Club.
They do.
It's called Porno Bingo.
Porno Bingo.
But it's not what you think. It's it's just regular bingo. It's fun, but you get, if you win, you get some fun toys.
Yes, that might be themed towards the topic.
Yes,
I have
fun
seen that
toys
too. Yes.
for the adult.
I also like axe throwing. I think axe throwing is fun too.
Mm-mm.
No, not for you.
Hell no.
Have you tried it?
No.
It's so
Have you
fun.
seen
it's
when
easy.
like if it's like misthrown and it comes right back at you and you freaking get an axe in your head? Hell no.
That doesn't happen.
It does, and I've seen videos, and it was not like.
Oh my gosh.
Like very close calls, and no, I'm just no, thank you.
How about I love a good like escape room or mystery, like murder mystery kind of deal too.
I don't know. I mean, I think if we're talking about dates, like I'm thinking like if we're like new into the dating game,
that
not
makes sense.
not like an escape room. Yeah, I mean, you want to be able to sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah, true.
Now, if you're going to go to dinner, which is great, I highly recommend doing a dinner. Bring some cards.
Oh,
questions cards.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
it is so like
I have a set.
Yes, because even if you have been together with your significant other for an extended amount of time, bringing these cards out and like it's just questions.
Yeah, I have a set. What set is yours?
Gosh, I have like 3 or 4.
I have tonight's conversation cards, which I wanted to go see them. They were just here. Tonight's conversation. Yeah, so I have the tonight's conversation cards.
Yeah. I mean, just for example, one question could be like, if your mom were here, what would she warn you about? Like, warn me about you.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, again, it's just like various questions.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because this one card, this one question, you start to talk, and then all of a sudden you go down this whole rabbit hole, and you learn so much about this person.
Yeah. Yeah, I like pulling up. I would pull up questions on Pinterest too, like there's like top 10 questions to ask on a first date or whatever, or to get to know somebody. And there's serious ones and there's fun and lighthearted ones and things like that. Like, do you snore? Like what does it sound like? That's a funny. I mean, I'm not a fan.
You
don't want to know if somebody's.
Well, yeah, but not for a first date or like early.
Date. Yeah.
I mean, but like these dating cards.
You can tell I don't do this.
Yeah, the dating cards go much more in depth of that, and then they also have also think about, and there's something online that I've seen on social media called the Adventure Challenge Couples Edition.
I've been looking at that. I've seen those too. Those are pretty cool.
And you do like some of them like have like a scratch off.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, let's go to page 3. Let's just scratch this off, and whatever's on there you have to do.
Yeah.
And it'll give you props on things, or it'll give you things that you'll need. Yeah.
And it also tells you like if it's an outing or whatever, like the price point, so you can pick like, okay, this is the one we want to do, or we'll just scratch this one off. And then there's on those cards notes, there's ones that are like after dark editions, and then there's like couples, and then there's date night versions for the ones that
for
are
the cards.
Ace metaphor, for tonight's conversation. So they have 3 different kinds. And then I also recently saw there's experiences, and you buy, it's like $15 a person, and you go on like a mini scavenger hunt around like your area, and so it's kind of set up, and so you're out and about having conversation, and you're doing like a mini scavenger hunt, but it's set up to like downtown Bradenton or downtown Sarasota, and you basically pay for it, and then they send you like all the clues. So that could be a little fun for not the first date, but a few dates in. And then there's always, the Valentine proposals that people tend to do as well. So
it is proposal season.
It is. So I don't know if you've seen, but Sun Served is on Instagram, and they are like this picnic type company, and so is Two Chicks in a Picnic. So those are 2 great options. So if that's what you're trying to do, I was actually contacted by one of my son's friends who's getting ready to propose to his girlfriend.
Ooh.
And he wants me to help with the proposal and
that's cool.
and the wedding.
Hire a photographer.
Except they're 20. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe my son's friends are getting engaged.
Okay.
No, it just makes me feel like hella old. Like, oh my gosh. But so like the picnic idea is super cute as well. So and guys, if it's not something you normally do, like sprinkle these types of things in when you know that you're like getting ready to start start sprinkling in like these little fun things, so that when you plan something like this, it doesn't completely feel like
something's going
on.
Yeah.
This can't be like completely out of your norm.
I mean, you should. Guys and girls.
Yes, we should
couples.
plan things.
Yeah.
Buy your guy some flowers.
I was just about to say, it is Valentine's Day. I know that there's going to be lots of flowers going around to the ladies. Ladies, it's okay to get your man some flowers. I guarantee you, he'll be ecstatic.
Yeah.
And if he's not, you need a new man. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Or if he's not excited, then, Tim likes flowers in small doses. He doesn't like thousands of dollars spent.
Well, no, for weddings, no. It's different.
So the couple that's getting married the end of April that you're DJing, she listened to our podcast about florals, and so now she's going with silks and faux florals because she realized that her budget did not accommodate the thousands and thousands of dollars that florals cost, and so she's taking a page out of your book.
Sorry, floral people.
Do not do that. But we do have some, hopefully a florist coming in soon. We have a couple talking about our next episodes. Who's coming in?
Yeah, we've got another DJ. We got DJ Kenwa coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we have Lakewood Ranch next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lakewood Ranch.
Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. We're going to have Amy and Haley. I believe Haley's going to join us as well. Haley's also one of the wedding planners over there. Yeah. But we're going to talk about Amy's wedding from back in September of last year. The first time we had Amy on was early last year, and we were just talking about venues, and I don't think she was engaged yet at that point. Or was she? No, she was.
She hired you before she was engaged. Right?
Yes.
She told you she was hiring you before.
And we went through the whole process, and now we're going to do the post-wedding talk and see like how the planning process went for somebody who actually plans weddings for couples.
And got married at her own venue.
And it was beautiful. Yeah, oh my gosh, loved it.
It was great.
And it's so funny because now couples who are touring that venue, Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club, and the couples that are booking it, they are taking a page out of Amy's book as far as like setup and not putting DJ in a corner and love it. Thank you.
Yeah. He hasn't complained about that in a while, so I don't think it's happened.
Oh God. I could, yes.
Knock on some wood.
I was in a corner this past weekend.
Oh.
But it was okay because again, it was sage.
It was the space.
It was very small, but I was in a corner. However, the dance floor was still right in front of me.
Yeah.
So
that makes a difference. Yeah.
And another venue, I was in a corner. I think I mentioned it to you. There was like maybe 20 to 30 guests. Remember I sent this to you and I was like, why? You have all this space.
Oh, yes.
You have all this space, yet
I do remember
you
that
still
video.
put me in the corner, and there's so much opportunity for me to be like front and center and to make the whole venue, like the whole wedding flow so much better.
And they put like all their guest tables so far apart from each other. I was like, why are they so far? Like, if you've only got 30 or 40 people.
For a venue that can hold at least 150.
Create, like, the dining area where all of your people's tables are kind of together, and then you have the dance floor, and then you have, like, it's progressive.
It just doesn't make sense.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
I should just build professional floor plans. Start a floor plan building.
You know what? That's actually not a bad idea. Right. Get the dimensions of each venue and be like, here's the ideal for
here's
up to,
options.
Here's up to 100, up to 150, up to 200.
Yep. Just hire me to do that.
There you go. All right. That's it.
We've had a lot of stuff today to talk about.
There's just a lot of tangents and everything, but we've got some fun episodes coming up. For those, it is proposal season because Valentine's Day is right around the corner. So good luck to all of you who are proposing. I hope they say yes. And then I hope you reach out to the venue, and then I hope you reach out to TLS Entertainment, and then I hope you reach out to the Retreat Sarasota, which is the venue, and then have Brandy Harlan be your wedding planner and DJ Tim be your entertainment, and then book all of the things, and that way we can just give your wedding the party it deserves. There you go.
There's our infomercial.
All right, that's going to do it for us. This is The Scoop, Weddings Unveiled. I don't know which episode number this is.
I don't know.
I think we're close to 40.
Doing our thing.
We're doing it, and doing it right.
Doing it well.
Hey, that's going to do it for us.
Peace and chicken grease.
Allah.